Thing. What a pleasure to have on the mobileside.com Jamil Khan. Good evening for you. Good afternoon for me, Jamil.
Yeah, good evening to you, Francisco, and it's my pleasure to talk to you.
So, Jamil Khan, who is Jamil Khan? Jamil Khan is a mobile journalism evangelist and mobile journalism producer coming from Bangladesh. Bangladesh has a community really fond and really interested in mobile journalism for different reasons. But it's a pleasure to give the possibility to Jamil Khan, that is also author on a guide on mobile journalism in his language, to explain us first of all, who are you, and then how is the community of mobile journalists and mobile content creators in Bangladesh? You are in Dhaka. First of all, talk about and tell us about your project, your career, and the way you discovered mobile journalism.
As you already mentioned, my name is Jamil Khan, and currently I am based in Dhaka. Right now, I am teaching at a university called University of Liberal Arts Bangladesh, where I'm an assistant professor of the Media Studies and Journalism Department. Before that, I worked at Prothomalo newspaper, which is a leading Bangla newspaper published from Dhaka, and I also, had a long career working in Russia, where I lived around 11 years, where I had my honors, masters, and PhD in journalism, and usually my career in mobile journalism started from there. When I was a student of PhD, it was 2015, and where I found that Dublin, the capital of Ireland, is going to organize the first international mobile journalism conference. And Glenn Mulgy, who is the founder of Mojo, and I connected with him, and I got the invitation, and I went there. And there I meet the fantastic peoples around the world, like Mark Setley, Ivo Burum, and some other fellows who are working on mobile journalism in different parts of the world. And that was the first point, and where I cultivated the seeds of mobile journalism, and as I tried to know about this new field of journalism. Then coming back to Moscow, I started to learn more about mobile journalism, connecting with different peoples by Twitter, by Facebook, and be a part of the MojoCon group on Facebook, which also helped me a lot to know what is the going on in the field of mobile journalism. So that how I interested and to be a part of this global community, and then I tried to utilize this new concept of journalism in my country, where I'm actually from, Bangladesh, because that time this new form of journalism, which we call mojo, is a new term for us, and many journalists here, they even at that time they didn't know that there is a term called mobile journalism. So it means me a lot to work with the local community, help them to understand the do's and don'ts of mobile journalism, help them to develop their skills, empower them. When I worked with Prothomalo, I traveled different parts of the country, and worked with the local journalists and bringing with their skills to work with mobile devices. And that I worked for last 2 years. Then we developed a good number of journalists who use only their smartphone to create visual contents for different platforms. And
So,
these, yes.
So you are painting a portrait of a community that is really interested and has a good feeling, a good willing to change, isn't it?
Yes, and people usually loves to call me that I am the pioneer of mobile journalism in my country, which is almost true, because when I came here to Bangladesh, no one started this type of activities to teach people, to inspire people to work with their smartphones for content creation purposes. So that how I passed the last 2 years, and it was really hard for me to convince people that yes, this is a small tiny device, but with it you can work on your industry, on your news media, and that I had to prove them as well, because I also many times used mobile phone to cover some big events, like I was in Russia 2018 and covered the FIFA World Cup just only with my iPhone and just a small microphone. That's it. And from there, I sent a lot of visual stories, text stories, photos. I came up with live on Facebook, and I did a lot of stories just only for with my mobile phone. And that is the challenge that I took to convince people. Yes, you can also cover such a big event like World Cup also with your smartphone. So that I did over the last 2 3 years in Bangladesh, because I came from Russia in 2017. Before that, I was there, so it was not a long time that I'm working here with the local communities.
Um, in the last days, a book went out. You wrote a book, a guide in your language. And was this an event that augmented the audience and practitioners of mobile journalism in your country?
Yeah, yeah. The book that I published just earlier of the previous month, that is the first book on such topic in my mother tongue, and that's a unique achievement for us, for the communities itself, and for the students who are studying in journalism and media studies department in Bangladesh. For them, it's a gift for from my point of view, because it's very hard for students, for journalists, to find the resources in their mother tongue, because some resources that are available that are only on online stores on Amazons. So for students it's very difficult to buy them. So I always I was thinking how I can prepare a book in my mother tongue, and that will be a very resource book for them, which can be an example for university curriculum as well. So that I took the initiative 2 years back. Then I had a publisher, in the local publisher, who also gave the commitment that yes, we can publish this book. And then I worked last 2 years very hard to curate the contents, and where I gave most of the examples which I have in my personal experiences working with Prothomalo, that I brought up for this book. So it will be understandable for the audience, for the readers. Yes, people are working with mobile phone in different news medias. I took the examples from people who were working in print media, who are working in online and digital platforms, even in traditional TV media. So different peoples gave their opinion, and even I also talked with some of the experts like Yusuf Omar, Corin Pogers. They also gave their opinion. So that book really created a vibe among the journalism students and among the journalist community, because this is the first one, this is the new and the unique book that they have. So local media houses, they provided a use the covers, and the journalism portal from the UK, journalism.co.uk. They also featured about the book, that this is a unique book, and local journalists and students, they can really get helpful from this book. So that the book, the content that I provided there is the basic understandings of mobile journalism, how a journalist can work just only with smartphone, and how he can be a mobile journalist, right? What are the apps are available, what are the gears are available, right? And how a journalist journalist, a person can connect with the other people who are a mobile journalist and working in other people. So how and what will be the medium to connect with those people? So I also provide a lot of Twitter links, a lot of resources, video tutorials inside the book. Just scan the QR code and watch the video from my YouTube channels, where I also put some tutorials about how to record good quality audios from your smartphones. What are the ideal shots which you can take from your smartphones? Those insiders are also available from video tutorials, which you can also find the links. So I can say this book is very integral part of the journalism education in our country, and as well as for the uh, practitioners who are working in different news media, so they can also get some real
Yeah, very
experiences,
nice.
real the concept of how this the whole journalism shape is changing with the development of technology. So that is the outline of my book.
Jamil, the last question. So pleased to chat with you. The last question. Um, I have a podcast in Italian that is called Human Algorithm, that is about all the technology that can help humans to improve themselves. Um, do you do you feel the social importance of being an ambassador of a new way, a new philosophy, a new way to use the technology to improve people, improve careers, improve communities, and so on? How did you feel? How did you feel having this role in these years in your community? And how what do you want to communicate to the world of producer of hardware and software? What do you want to tell them to let them know that countries like like Bangladesh will be really helped by the mobile technology and the mobile hardware and the mobile software?
Yes, technology really changing our lives over the last couple of years here in Bangladesh. Though people can take Bangladesh as an example of a country from third world, a country which is affected with a lot of natural disasters, a country many years ago people love to tell that a country with a bottomless basket. So those are the examples of the old days. Now if you take example Bangladesh, the growth of economy is one of the fastest growing economic countries in South Asian countries, and Bangladesh is now becoming an example for many countries, not only in South Asia but other countries. So that is happening here, and we are taking the advantages of the technology. We are taking the advantages of the mobile phones, right? Because if I can give an example or data that in the last December 2019, the mobile phone subscribers in Bangladesh has reached 165 million people.
Wow.
165 million people. This is a huge number, and this number is increasing every single day. And the local companies, I mean the telephone operators, all of them are offering 4G services, and we are trying to shift to 5G, which is another milestones of the development of mobile communication technology. So that is happening here in Bangladesh. People are taking the advantages of mobile phone, as we have all many ride sharing apps which we can use just only with mobile phone, and we just call cars, we call motorbikes, we order foods, we just deliver to our home steps. So those are happening here in Bangladesh. So people are using a mobile phone and getting all the advantages. People are buying, daily households, dress, everything on online that is available here in Bangladesh. So that is the advancement of the mobile technology that is available, and that we are getting those features and advantages and trying to change our life. So this is a very new phenomena, and of course I personally welcome that, and I believe that by the developing of this technology in the coming days, the mobile phone itself, the camera of the mobile, the mobile apps, and all the hardwares and gears and accessories, all will will be increasing in the coming days, and we people should use them for the benefit of humankind, for the positive uses for the humankind that can really change our lives, that can change our society, and that can change all the whole global world.
Thank you, Jamil. I stopped the recording.
All right, Francisco.